Read now from former Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Navy, Van Hipp. Van, always good to see you.
Great to be with you. Actually, Army.
What happened?
Army. I'm an Army man.
I apologize. Okay, bad. Let me get your read then, Army. Where are we going here? What's happening?
I think President Trump today, I think he struck the right tone, Neil, and that's what he was doing here. And I think he was not just speaking to the American people, not speaking to the journalists. He was speaking to Kim Jong Un, and he was speaking to the Chinese. And I think the president understands that the United States is holding the cards, whether the summit goes through or not. And so, look, Kim Jong Un is trying to seize the PR narrative right now. That's what's taking place right now.
Do you think something happened at that meeting with the Chinese president to change the strategy here?
Neil, the Chinese are always playing games. Last Friday, they landed a long-range strategic nuclear-capable bomber in the South China Sea. So they're always playing games. Look, this is high-stakes.
Also launched a rocket to the moon.
I'm telling you.
It's a separate issue.
Big time. And they're outspending us 30-1 in quantum computing, which I've been saying whoever wins that race is going to win the cyber war. And by the way, Kim Jong Un has a quantum encryption device. This is dangerous stuff. But I got to tell you, Neil, I like the Secretary of State. And one thing that's not been widely reported, as soon as he got in there, he put a mechanism in place to open up that back channel dialogue with North Korea. This is a good, solid Secretary of State who I think is poised to be one of the really great Secretaries of State of all time.
Whatever you make of this president and the Secretary of State, if the meeting doesn't happen on the 12th, for whatever reason, then what?
Oh, man. And that's what the president was saying to Kim Jong Un. I'm going to guarantee your safety. You can be a rich country. Because let me tell you, we have not launched an informational warfare campaign the likes of which Kim Jong Un has never seen. We can turn our Army's psychological operations units loose. And let me tell you, this administration, I think, understands, Neil. Less than a year ago, Kim Jong Un had to hire 10 ex-KGB agents to come and train up bodyguards in North Korea. See, a lot of this, I believe, he's also speaking to the home team. He's negotiating, but he's also speaking to the home team. He's had some problems on the home front.
All right, so the president, would you just describe it as lowballing expectations ahead of this, that maybe things have gotten ahead of itself, we were getting a little over-optimistic? What?
I think he's keeping them guessing. I think it's going forward. Look, real progress has been made. There's no question about it. It's American strength that has at least gotten him to the table to this point. But what we do or don't do is going to determine whether or not this president can close what I call the biggest deal of all time. One thing I wish we would do, let's highlight Singapore. When we say that, Kim Jong Un, you've got a chance to be a rich country, we can say you can be Singapore. It is a shining example of what entrepreneurial capitalism can do for a country in that part of the world. American investment is flowing there now. Duke University Medical School actually has a branch campus. Let's play that up and seize that PR initiative.
All right. Now, obviously, this leader, that is the North Korean leader, doesn't want to end up like Muammar Gaddafi or, and we've made assurances to him that you'll be fine, your country will be fine. How much of this is being driven, you think, by Kim Jong-un, worried about whether we mean that?
Well, I think it's real. The fact that he had to hire 10 ex-KGB agents to train up bodyguards.
Does it bother you then at any level that if he plays his cards right, he'll stay in power? He's a known murderer and butcher, but he's the only one they got, the leader they got, and he will continue to lead.
If he really denuclearizes, that's what it's all about. Right. I think President Trump...
Denuclearize means what to you?
Getting rid of that capability to where they could have a nuclear device with the sufficient range, with their ballistic capability to hit the United States. But also, let's say that they go through.
They have a different definition of that. And they think that it's not so quick.
Well, I'm also concerned, too. Experts think that there are 10,000 nuclear experts and technicians in North Korea. So even if you do denuclearize, you've got that capability. I'm an old Ronald Reagan man. Trust but verify. I want big-time verification. And it's got to be it's going to wind up being a phased approach if we do so.
Well, let me answer this, Secretary. That you mentioned Ronald Reagan. Reykjavik, of course, he was willing to walk away from those talks, in the middle of those talks. Came back and got what he wanted. Is that something you could see President Trump doing?
I certainly can. I think he sort of conveyed that message today. He says, if it does happen, it does happen. If it doesn't, he doesn't. I think this president understands one thing. His most important responsibility as President of the United States is as Commander-in-Chief. keeping the American people safe. That's his first and foremost responsibility. He gets it.
So finally, when you're at an Army-Navy game, who do you root for?
Well, I was Deputy General Counsel of the Navy, but hey, I am an Army guy. Hey, Neil, many years and many pounds ago, I was actually a training officer for drill sergeants of the Army.
I can believe that. My apologies. My mistake, man. Thank you. Very good seeing you.
Great to be with you, Neil.
You do not mess with this guy. If you shook his hand, he could break it. And he wants to break it right after this.